You feel like you're doing everything, meditating, visualizing, affirming, but your life stays the same? Maybe you're trying to change reality with the wrong frequency. You might be doing everything right, affirming positively, visualizing, following every step of the law of attraction, and still feel like you're going in circles. Have you noticed that? It seems the more you want to change, the more stuck you feel. And here's a truth few people have the courage to say: your desire might actually be reinforcing what you most want to avoid. Paradox? Yes, but that's exactly what keeps your reality stuck. Most people try to manifest a new life without changing who they are inside. They think it's enough to just think differently. But there's no use wanting abundance if your body still vibrates fear, if your subconscious mind still clings to scarcity as a safety zone. Quantum manifestation doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. And unless you reprogram your mind, change your self-image, and align your energy field, nothing truly changes. The good news? There is a path. And it doesn't require magic formulas or waiting for the right moment. Starts now with awareness, presence, and practice. In this video, you'll discover why your reality feels stuck and how to make a real, sustainable, and powerful timeline shift. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about changing your reality, because what comes next might unlock that thing you feel is just out of reach, but you haven't been able to touch yet. The myth of desire: why wanting isn't enough. Many people still believe that simply wanting something badly, desiring it intensely, will make the universe deliver it on a silver platter. But the truth is that wanting alone doesn't move the energetic field. And worse, sometimes strong desire even gets in the way. It's like trying to tune into a radio station while turning the dial in frustration and haste. All you hear is static. In quantum manifestation, desire needs to be in energetic alignment with what you want, not rooted in desperation. Wanting without feeling it's already yours just reinforces the lack. And the field responds to what you vibrate, not what you mentally shout. This is where many people stumble. They repeat affirmations, do visualizations, write in a 55x5 journal, but inside they're desperate. Have you ever seen someone trying to attract abundance while anxiously biting their nails to pay a bill? That's it. The quantum field picks up on the vibrational frequency of fear, not the affirmation, "I am prosperous." And this is the central point. The subconscious mind runs 95% of the show. You can say, "I trust the universe." But if your internal programming says, "This will never happen," guess which one wins? The old pattern. Want a practical example? Imagine you want a new romantic relationship. You make a vision board, write letters to your ideal partner, but still choose to emotionally hide, afraid of getting hurt. That's the trap of misaligned desire. You want it, but you don't change your self-image. Reprogramming your mind is more than repeating phrases. It's acting as someone who's already living it. But how do you vibrate differently when the world still shows the opposite? Well, that's exactly where the next step begins to reveal itself. Frequency is habit. How your body and emotions create invisible loops. Few people realize it, but most of our vibration isn't in what we think. It's in what we feel and repeat. Vibrational frequency settles into our small daily habits, automatic gestures, and reactions we barely notice anymore. It's like a perfume you wear so often that you no longer smell it, but everyone around you does. High vibration isn't a fleeting state that comes after an inspiring video. It's built in the day-to-day, in the subtle choices. And it's precisely in those choices that a timeline shift begins. Think about it. If you want a new reality but keep living with the same emotional rhythm as always, how will you collapse into a new timeline? Your body gets used to the old pattern. It even gets addicted. Fear becomes a comfort zone. Worry turns into routine. It's like being on an emotional treadmill. No matter how fast you run, you're not moving forward. The energetic field responds to the vibration of your whole system, not just what you post on social media. And this explains why so many people try to change without getting anywhere. Because their body is still vibrating in the past. A simple but powerful practice? Observe your breathing throughout the day. Is it shallow, stuck in your chest? That could be signaling to the universe that you're in alert mode, not in a state of openness. Changing this is a presence practice. When you notice you're tense, take a deep breath and exhale slowly, as if saying, I release and receive. This kind of microgesture shifts your vibration and gradually starts to teach your subconscious mind that it's safe to vibrate differently. And once the body learns, well, then comes the next invisible challenge no one talks about. The role of the survivor self. Why you repeat emotional patterns. There's a part inside each of us that wants only one thing: safety. It doesn't care about your timeline shift or about manifesting abundance. It just wants to keep everything as it is, because the familiar feels safe, even if it hurts. This is the survivor self. It was shaped in moments of pain, scarcity, rejection, abandonment, and it's always ready to pull you back every time you try to reprogram your mind for something new. It says, stay here, at least here you know what to expect. Ever felt that? That invisible force sabotaging you right when you're about to change? This old self is clever. It doesn't fight you directly. It sabotages subtly. A doubt here, a fear there, a bit of innocent procrastination. Suddenly, you're putting off that course you wanted to start, or pulling away from someone who felt right. And the most subtle part? It's all unconscious. The subconscious mind associates change with threat, even if consciously you want that change. That's why identity shift is essential. You won't attract a new future with the self-image of the past. The survivor self must give way to the creator self. Want to know where to begin? Pay attention to the phrases you repeat to yourself. Phrases like, this isn't for me, that's just how I am, nothing ever works out for me, are internal scripts from the old self. Change the language and you begin to change your vibrational frequency. Instead of, I can never hold on to money, try, I'm learning to trust the flow of abundance. It might seem simple, but this shift in internal script is the first sign that the old self is losing strength. But there's an even more powerful piece in this equation, and it starts with an invisible gaze. The quantum observer. What are you collapsing without realizing it? In the quantum universe, everything exists as possibility until someone observes it. Sounds philosophical, but it's physics. The act of observing collapses reality. And here's the detail almost no one notices. You're collapsing a reality all the time, often without realizing it. When you view your life through the lens of doubt, scarcity, or fear, you activate and strengthen those timelines. It's like telling the quantum field, this is what I recognize as real, and the field responds, then this is what you'll get. It's that simple. The wildest part? That gaze collapsing reality isn't just visual. It's emotional. It's energetic. It's how you feel the world. Your subconscious mind has filters that interpret life based on everything you've experienced. If it's been programmed to expect rejection, you'll see signs of rejection even where there are none, and you'll collapse situations that confirm it. It's a subtle and cruel cycle. The energetic field is always listening and reflecting. That's why raising your vibration is more about changing your inner gaze than waiting for the outside world to change first. A powerful exercise? Start observing your reactions like a scientist. When you feel anxiety, instead of judging yourself, ask, what reality am I about to collapse with this emotion? This creates space between impulse and action. And in that space lives the freedom of choice. That's where you can redirect your attention and shift the timeline. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need to begin embodying the new reality. And for that, there's a step almost no one teaches, but it changes everything. Embodiment, the step almost no one teaches. You've probably heard that acting as if it's already real is one of the secrets of quantum manifestation, right? But here's what no one tells you. It's not about pretending. It's about embodying, integrating it into your body, your walk, your breath, your speech, even your thinking. True reality shift happens when you feel that it already is. When your energetic field vibrates in coherence with what you want to attract, the universe has no choice but to respond. It literally can't do otherwise, because you're no longer asking, you're being. It's a whole different vibrational frequency. This is where most people give up. Because the outer world still shows lack, the body still holds memories of the old self, and it's easy to fall back into old patterns. But this is exactly where the magic happens, in the discomfort between who you want to be and who you still seem to be. Embodiment is the practice of living as your new identity, even without external proof. Want to attract abundance? Spend with confidence, even if it's just a cup of coffee. Want love? Open your heart even if you're afraid. Want health? Treat your body as if it's already healed. Small gestures with major energetic impact. A personal example. When I decided to collapse into a new professional reality, I began dressing, speaking, and acting like the person already living it, even with no visible results yet. I shifted my posture in meetings, prepared content as if millions were already listening to me. And it didn't take long for the world to start responding. This isn't magic, it's energetic alignment. But of course, this only truly works if you release attachment to control. And that's a sticking point that, if not understood, blocks everything. Ritual is not magic. It's a vibrational anchor. You know those manifestation techniques that go viral? The glass of water grabavoy codes, the 369 method? None of them are magical on their own. What makes them work or not is the energy you bring to them. Ritual is a tool, not a magic wand. It's meant to remind your energy field of who you're becoming. When you repeat a ritual with intention and presence, it becomes a vibrational portal. But if you do it on autopilot just to see if it works, it ends up reinforcing doubt, and guess what? Doubt becomes the dominant vibration. The key is understanding that the ritual needs to communicate with your subconscious mind. It needs to say, it's safe to live the new. It's like putting post-its with powerful affirmations on your mirror. If you look at them and feel their truth, it activates your inner programming. But if you read them with a trace of irony or disbelief, repeating them 1,000 times won't matter. The field doesn't respond to words. It responds to states of being. So choose symbols that resonate with you. It could be a stone, a sound, a color, a gesture. It doesn't matter what matters is how. An example, a client of mine started listening to the song Lovely Day by Bill Withers every morning as her ritual. That was it. She'd listen, dance a little, and say, "Today I tune into lightness." Simple but sincere. And soon, she started attracting lighter people, ideas, and situations. It wasn't the song itself. It was the vibrational state she accessed through that practice. And that kind of energetic coherence is what opens the door to deep transformation. But even with all this, there's an internal challenge that almost always blocks this new frequency. Internal contradictions. Why your body won't let you change. There's a detail that often goes unnoticed. One that trips up even the most disciplined people. The body holds codes, emotional memories, invisible scars. And even when you say, "I want to change," your nervous system might be screaming, "This is dangerous." These internal contradictions are silent but incredibly powerful. It's when you talk about trusting the universe, but your heart races at the thought of letting go of control. And that's when your high vibration dissolves. Because the quantum field responds to the truth your body transmits, not the pretty intention in your mind. That's why you might do countless manifestation techniques and still feel stuck. It's like driving with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. You visualize the new reality, but your system is still operating in survival mode. The vibration of worthiness isn't a concept. It's a sensation. And if your body doesn't feel worthy, it tenses up, even if your mouth says otherwise. The subconscious mind interprets that as incoherence. And the universe concludes, it's not time yet. That's why reprogramming your mind also requires regulating your body. Want a powerful practice to start with? Before saying any affirmation, take a deep breath, feel your body, and ask, do I feel safe with this new reality? If the answer is no, don't force it. Start by cultivating safety through microactions. A slow, present shower. A walk while listening to your favorite music. Saying no with firmness. These gestures tell your system, it's now safe to grow. And the safer you feel, the more your energy aligns. And the more the timeline shift happens almost effortlessly. But that takes consistency, and that's where the real turning point lies. Sustaining. How to stay in the new frequency without falling back. Many people manage to touch the new vibration. They feel a burst of joy, a sudden clarity, a moment of real connection. But then, they fall back into the old pattern. Because sustaining a new vibrational frequency takes practice, presence, and most importantly, daily decision. The new timeline won't sustain itself. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. And that's why so many people think quantum manifestation doesn't work. The universe isn't testing you, but it responds to what you sustain, not what you visit once in a while. The question isn't, how do I change my reality? The real question is, how do I sustain my new identity even when everything around me pulls me back to the old one? That's the secret. Sustaining begins with the micro, in how you react to a setback, in what you think when you open your bank account, in how you talk to yourself after making a mistake. Every choice is an energetic vote. Every thought is a mini frequency emitted. And when you repeat that consistently, the quantum field gets the message. This time, it's for real. A practical tip? Create anchoring rituals. It could be a short morning meditation, an alarm with a vibrational reminder on your phone, or a phrase written on your mirror, I am this version now. These little reminders pull your attention back to the new path. They help you collapse the reality you've chosen, even when the world keeps trying to test you. And that's when the game truly changes, when you stop waiting for change and become the change. And for those who are ready to live that fully, well, we've got something important to say. So now tell me, are you willing to keep living on autopilot, repeating the same patterns you already know by heart? Or are you ready to actually change your frequency and collapse into a new reality? Because knowledge without action is just more information. And you didn't come this far for nothing. Something inside you wants more. Wants to live with presence, with lightness, with purpose. The question is, what will you do with all of this now? What small action can you take today that reflects your new identity? Maybe breathing differently instead of reacting. Choosing to trust the universe even without guarantees. Maybe it's simply saying enough to your old self. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be real. Because conscious repetition is what raises your vibration, reprograms your subconscious mind, and transforms your self-image from the inside out. That's the energy of worthiness in action. And that's how you create a true reality shift. So if this content stirred something in you, if it made you think or feel something different, subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications. Here you'll keep learning how to trust the universe, release and receive with awareness, use manifestation techniques that really work, and live in energetic alignment with who you came here to be. Now comment below, what loop are you ready to break today?